Maayong buntag, maayong hapon, maayong gabi, no matter where you are in the world. Yeah, today's live stream, Cindy's not feeling terribly well, so she's not going to be joining us for the day. But I've been updating our quarter two budget video, or our quarter two budget. I'll be doing a video probably later this week or maybe next. Yeah, you bear with me for a second. I'm going to be checking the sound. But I think I hit all the right settings, but I'm not 100% sure. And with the way things work out lately, yeah, I kind of want to be sure. It's coming up slowly. Not quite understand why not quite sure why all the buffering. It's coming up slowly. Okay, we have sound. Not quite understand why not quite sure why all the buffering. That yeah, I've been updating our quarter two budget. That you've seen a couple of the budget videos that I've done. But I keep a pretty decent track on a spreadsheet of everything that's going on. And we keep a real tight eye on the budget, on what we spend and how much we're bringing in and all that fun stuff to help make sure that it's all good and that we're not getting ourselves horribly in debt. And the quarter one budget I didn't do because that a lot of it was moving in costs here. And that kind of skewed the budget pretty badly. And I just didn't go through and take out a lot of the stuff that should have been taken out and all that fun stuff. This month is a lot more normal, or this quarter is a lot more normal. The one big expense we had that really shouldn't be in there, and I'll look at a way of trying to disclude it from the averages, is that we got Sunshine back finally, yay! And the expense on that one was kind of high. That it was about $1,000. It was about 50,000 pesos. And so that really shouldn't be in a normal monthly budget. And the way that I've got the spreadsheet written out, I'll see if I can figure out a way to take that out so that it's not as blatantly bad. And actually doing this is actually a good relief because it gives me a few minutes. Give me about an hour worth of a break from the crunching numbers and all that fun stuff. And I can actually use a break right about now. That probably not going to go the full hour today. So my apologies on that one. I do kind of want to get back and finish that one up before too long. And I really got some in-depth cleaning I need to do here in the house. That I try to mop once a week at least, wet mop once a week. And yeah, both floors upstairs and down really desperately need it. I try to do the sweeping and stuff like that every few days. And all the bathrooms could use a good deep cleaning too. So I've blocked out 3 hours on a schedule to do that, but tomorrow. So I may actually do another 3 today in addition to that tomorrow. But in the mornings, the upstairs is way cooler to do stuff like that. So I may take this time right after we finish here to go do that. Yesterday's live stream was really cool. There was a lot of conversation going on that, and I appreciate that from you guys. It helps move that time along, and it makes it way more fun for everybody involved. So please don't hesitate to ever make comments on here. I know a few people have made comment about feeling bad because I'm monopolizing it. They don't. People will make comments. I've seen some of these other channels that the live chat just kind of scrolls by like a ticker, like a stock ticker, and then everybody kind of reads their comments and looks for the people that they're most interested in and such, and it goes by quickly for everybody that way. So, please don't hesitate to make the comments on that they're greatly appreciated. And good morning, Mr. Philippine Experience. How you doing today, John? Most of you guys that are regulars here that we know and we talk fairly frequently out off of here on Facebook and other. So yeah, it's just almost a little family gathering every day, and it's kind of cool to have that time. Sadly, our trip, we kind of planned a trip to Toledo, and sadly for a few reasons, one of them being money, is we're not going to be taking that trip. And with Cindy not feeling terribly well and not feeling terribly well so frequently, it's just as good that we're not. So we will try and do some day trips, just a couple hour drives here and there, and just see what's going on and have some fun that way, and try and explore some of the local areas, if nothing else. There's a lot of places around here that are only a couple, 3 hours away. There's a lot of places here within an hour's drive. MacDon has a bunch of little beaches and resorts that we can go to and go see the beach and have a little bit of a fun day there. And it'll also give me some places to start playing with the drone a little bit more and get both of them out. That's always a lot of fun to do for me. I may run out a little bit later today and see if I can find some place that I'm comfortable taking the drone up and taking it for a little bit farther flight. That the flight I did the other day, because of buildings and such, the signal wasn't the greatest, and I actually lost connection with it for a minute and was able to get it back, but the video died on me. And so I wasn't able to see what was going on, but at least the app was able to show me where the drone was and that it was heading back and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it kind of got a little unnerving for a minute. One other time, this happened a while ago, last year, 2 years ago, I think, that we were down in Sabuna, and I wanted to get some shots of a church. And we knew it was a little windy, but didn't realize how bad the wind was above treetop level. And as soon as the drone got above treetop level, the wind took it and started blowing it away. It kind of freaked me out. That I actually got really nervous on it and was able to get it back down to just above treetop height and get it to come back. And as soon as it cleared trees, that I got it down below treetop height and was able to fly and land it. But yeah, I was shaking like a leaf by the time that thing finally did make it back on the ground. And so since then, I've learned to take a look at not just what the wind is doing on the ground, but also above, at treetop level. Take a look at some of these trees and see how bad the tops of them are moving. And right now that there's getting to be some upper level winds that are pretty bad, and because we've got so much building and so much obstruction at ground level, a lot of times you don't feel the wind, but you can see the tops of the trees, waving quite badly. So I know better than to take the drone up at that point. Yeah, at that point I could fly rooftop level, but definitely not above trees, and even rooftop level is kind of stretching it. It's set when it returns to home to go to 100 feet. And so if it does that, if it does something to get itself into a return to home position, it could be a challenge. That Lumpia Life was out on one of the islands down off coast of Mindanao. Um, I can't think of the name of the island right now, but he actually lost a drone for that exact reason. That it got out and he wasn't paying. I'm not faulting him, but he wasn't paying attention to the winds, and he wound up flying with the wind going out, and then had to fight the wind coming back, and there just wasn't enough battery left, and it made little enough headway that the drone did, and it plunked in the ocean. And that's actually a pretty common thing to happen, and that's one thing you've got to be careful with. And especially a lot of times, even the upper level, they're not really upper level, but the higher winds, the winds above 100 feet or so above treetop level, that those winds are low enough that they're not like the trade winds that will, like the jet streams and stuff like that do blow a consistent direction, that these can change directions, and it's not unheard of for even an experienced drone pilot, to be flying against the wind going out like he should. So he's got the wind at his back coming back to the start, back to home, and have a wind change enough to where he can't get back. And so, like I said, I don't want to fault Lumpy Life on that it's something that could have happened easily. Now, he may have been flying against the wind in the beginning and just had the winds change enough to where he couldn't get back. But I ever since that incident down to Sabunga, that one kind of woke me up, and I be much more aware of what upper level winds are doing, just in case that thing goes into a return to home mode and goes up above treetop level. And that's the reason for setting it for 100 feet. There's not a whole lot of trees around here that go above 100 feet. That's a pretty decent size, and even back in the States. And so you start getting into some of the pine forests and stuff like that, there's not a whole lot of trees that go above 100 feet. But yeah, there's been a few times that the wind, the DJIs are really good about it. And 20, 30, 15, 20 mile an hour wind, it'll handle okay. But even that, trying to fight a 15, 20 mile an hour headwind coming back when you're only doing 28, 30, that if you're too far away, it can put you into a bad spot quick. And forced landing, or worse yet, a crash landing, is something that I don't want. Especially in an urban environment. That if something happened out in a rural area, in an open field or something like that, where you had to drop it down, you stand a reasonable chance of going and finding it. That becoming Filipino, Kyle lost a drone like that. You're gonna give me a second. I heard a loud crash downstairs. I'm gonna go make sure what's going on. I'll be right back with you. You okay? Sorry about that, people. I guess Cindy dropped something. No catastrophes. But yeah, Kyle lost a drone one time, and he had to. It wound up too low on battery, and it just initiated a landing, and it landed on a hillside in a bunch of trees. He initially tried that Find My Drone, and wasn't able to pinpoint it, and lost light for the day. And the next morning he went out and started looking for it, and a couple of off-duty PNP officers happened by and asked him what he was doing, and he explained to him what he was doing, and they helped him look for it, and they did. They managed to find it for him. And it was kind of up to some rocks that made it really hard to see. So, but flying drones is kind of fun. That it's a lot, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that there can be some pretty negative experiences if you're not careful or not comfortable with them. And right now, it's been so long since I've flown regularly that I'm just not comfortable with it yet. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to do is find some areas that I can get some confidence time doing it. That I would love to go down to one day Osmania Circle, and even with the Mavic Air, just get it up and do some hand gesture shots so you can get it up quick and use it. But I'm just not comfortable enough with it to be that quick about doing it. I'm not 100% sure whether or not flight in that area is allowed. So if I do it, I want it something done to where I can get it up, get some footage, get some stuff that I want, and get it back down on the ground and go. And even if it's just a handful of selfies that we can do, just get that done and go. So it's just time that I got to get comfortable with it. And it's like anything else, there is a little bit of a learning curve to it. And mainly me, that I need to come up with a lot better time management. And time management has never been a big, strong point of mine. You guys are seeing a lot of these, that I wind up being 5-10 minutes late because of not organizing and managing my time a lot better. And that's part of the reason, in addition to the ADD crap that I deal with, but that's also part of the reason why I'm often distracted and not terribly focused on things. But this is something I do need to get focused on and start getting a lot better with doing these things. And as we get a little bit better set up and a little bit more organized in here, that I'm certain a lot of that will help. But it's just a time management process. And yeah, where was I? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's another thing after you get to know me for a little bit, though. I will forget about what I'm actually trying to say in the middle of trying to say it. But, and sadly, I can't even blame that one on age. That's just been me. That's been the way I've been ever since I've been a little kid. It's just something I've learned to deal with. And yeah, 5 to 10 minutes late in the Philippines, that actually is early. Yeah, we had an event that we went to back in Phoenix. It was an Asian event, but it was primarily Filipinos. We got caught in traffic the other side of the metro area in Phoenix, and we wound up being like 45 minutes late. That it took us over an hour to get there, make a trip. It should have taken 20, but we wound up like 45 minutes late, and we were not the last ones to arrive. There was actually a couple others that arrived a little over the hour mark. So at that point, I stopped feeling bad being a few minutes late. But Cindy's done way better about getting more Americanized on time and being places on time. But yeah, that's an interesting trait, and it goes for a lot of other cultures too. That we've got deaf friends. And I've got a fair amount of deaf friends back in Phoenix. In the deaf culture, that's kind of a joke about being late. That's really common. That's something that Cindy's gotten way better with that. But yeah, we still tend to run late for everything too. Yeah, now I really got to worry about it. I just finished up my coffee, so But yeah, those are the main updates that's been going on. Cindy's doctor appointment for today or yesterday wound up canceling. And she, like I say, she wasn't feeling terribly well to begin with, so probably just as well. And we actually talked about going out of town, and yeah, because of money and because of her just not feeling well, and it's probably just as well we did. But those are really the updates. What's going on? I may get some drone footage out today. Kind of keep an eye out for Filter Phoenix, our Facebook page. If I do get some drone shots, I'll try and post some of the short clips from the phone through Adobe Rush. That I've got the app on my phone, and so I can pull the videos from the DJI app and trim them down and post some clips with Adobe Rush. But that's kind of all that's going on. And yeah, that's it. Oh, I did make tacos for dinner last night, or burritos, which were actually pretty good. So instead of beef, I just used ground pork, which added a neat little flavor to it. But it was kind of a taste of Arizona, so that was really cool. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. So I will definitely talk with you in the morning. That tomorrow is a walking live stream somewhere, and so I got to figure out what would be kind of a cool place to go yet again. And to be bluntly honest, I'm actually kind of running out of places that are kind of cool to go to. But I definitely do enjoy them, and it is a really good exercise for me, and I truly appreciate the support you guys do get with them, and taking time out of your day to watch something like this. I know that these type, the home ones, other than listening to me prattle on, is not terribly interesting. So I try to be respectful of you guys' time when I do these. Oh, good morning, Mr. Steven. How you doing this morning? You got on just in time for me to start logging off. Ironically, we were actually just talking about Filipinos and Filipino time and always being late. That basically just caught everybody up to date with what's going on. Maybe going out for a little bit of drone time later this afternoon. A lot of house cleaning today. And Cindy's not feeling terribly well, hasn't been for the last couple of days, so hence the empty chair. And that's basically it. That's absolutely no problem. That I can appreciate that. And like I say, I do appreciate the guys that do show up, and when you can get here, you can get here. I definitely understand that. But it was kind of fun and funny timing because we were just talking about that. But for today, from Cebu, I'm going to wish everybody mabuhay.